Okay.
Monday when I got a call. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real, keep it straight. Driving down the road, mom called me, and actually a girlfriend of mine called me and said, "Hey, are you all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm cool. Why?" She's like, "Well, what about your mom?" I'm like, "Yeah, my mom's cool." She's like, "Well, what about your brother?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" And she's like, "Call your mom and call me back." Click. All right. Call my mom. She ain't answer. Call her again. She ain't answer. Call her again. She ain't answer. Call my brother. He ain't answer. Call my brother again. He ain't answer. Then my mom called me back in tears, crying over the phone. Was like, "Tristen, come to the apartment. Tyler's dead." And I was like, click. I didn't even say sorry. I didn't say I'll be there.
Right.
I didn't say anything. I just drove there. Got to the apartment. You know what I mean? Did the whole everybody meeting up there and talking to detectives and talking to the coroner and talking to the investigators and cops and we're just sitting there talking and the coroner's over there talking about, all right, we're gonna take the body here and we're gonna do that, and then obviously mom's in tears, sister's in tears, everybody in the room is crying and all that. And then I felt pain, not for me and my loss, losing my little brother, but hearing my mom cry and seeing the pain in her eyes.
Yeah.
And the first Facebook post I posted, I don't remember word for word, but it was like, you never experience pain until you look into the eyes of your grieving mother. And then having your little sister ask if he's gonna wake up. And it's kind of hard to tell her no. You know?
Yeah.
He ain't gonna wake up. It is what it is. So that was really hard for me to deal with. And for some reason, everybody knows I'm a Facebook junkie and I do everything on Facebook all day, every day. So I put my feelings on Facebook. And I was expecting, jokes or something, or, people to like make dumb comments. And then it just got like shared like 1,000 times. And then at the bottom of the post, I was like, I lost my little brother to a heroin overdose. This needs to stop. Enough is enough and all that stuff. Yeah, I just let it go. I just posted it, put my phone away, finished listening to the coroners and everybody else. I went outside to get some fresh air and take some deep breaths. And the cop was like, "All right, guys, you guys need to go inside." I was like, "For what?" He's like, "Well, we're going to be bringing the body out." And normally we don't like to have the family members actually have to see that. And I was like, "No, I want to see it." And for some reason, I was just like,
All right. Tristen.
"Yes."
My bad. No, down. Sorry about that.
All right. So they were like, "You got to take the body inside." And I was like, "No, I want to be outside." And, a friend of his wanted to be outside as well. And then they were, "Are you sure?" They insisted. I was like, "I go inside." I was like, pretty much, unless you're going to make me go inside, I'm not going inside. And they were like, "Hey, it's up to you." I saw the door open. And I was like, this is reality now. Like, that's my brother in the body bag. That's all I could think of was my brother inside of a body bag. Not carrying out in a wheelchair or, rushing him to the hospital to save his life. Not, "Oh, let's help him get to the car." I've been through all that. You know what I mean? I've been in the military. I was in Iraq in 2003. I've put people in body bags. You know what I mean? I picked up body parts of American troops. I've seen burning fleshy bodies on the side of the road driving up to Baghdad. I've seen it all. I've seen the shit that nobody sees. And I see that sitting in the post, like, I've seen the shit that most people really only see in video games. Like, you hear that in songs all the time, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing in the world prepared me for the jolt that I had in my chest when I actually saw them, and I said out loud, like, that's my brother in the body bag. And that kind of saying right there, it's my brother in the body bag. Kind of, now it just flows off my tongue, because that's the reality of it. And pulled out my phone, and I was like, you know what? I want these pictures of him being carried out and loaded into the corner van. I don't know what for. I thought maybe it was just for my purposes. I could look at it in life and remind me of what's going on, and remind me of the reality of what this is. Maybe it's just a memory to help me get through tough times in my life without having to turn to drugs and alcohol. So I took a couple pictures, and I picked the best one. And once again, me being a Facebook junkie, maybe it was a good thing or a bad thing. I put the picture on Facebook, and was just like, you know, I made a statement that touched a lot of people's heart, I guess, and a lot of people felt the need to share it, and it wasn't my intention to share it at all. I just wanted to put that out there so people know what I was going through. Like, my close friends and family, I know I got like 4,000 some odd friends, but maybe just for those people to comment, hey, I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Maybe I needed that attention.
Help with your
Support.
grieving process.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the support, yeah.
To help, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I put it out there, and I was like, an addict's last ride was like the comment. And it fit Tyler's life so much, because his first word was Momo. He saw motorcycles, and that's what he called motorcycles, Momo. We driving down the street, Momo, Momo. Sure as shit, the kid ended up getting dirt bikes as a kid, and was racing them, and did the motocross racing and the enduro races for hours and hours, and excelled at that, and always had a street bike or some sort of motorcycle. And it was just like, they always consider, like, when you do heroin, you're going on that magical ride, you're going on that ride. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, this is the addict's last ride, the addict's final ride, or whatever I should have it with me, but I don't. The addict's last ride, and I was like, you know, right here is just a picture of my brother in a body bag being carried away, and people don't understand the reality of it. You see it all the time. You see it on the back of cars, stickers, R.I.P., Mr. ABC. You see T-shirts, people playing basketball at the park with the T-shirts on. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, you know, John or whatever. Mm-hmm. You see it on Facebook, you know, a post. You know what I mean? You know, R.I.P. so and so. You know what I mean? You hear about it, but I got the post pulled up, so I'll give it a read. When I got called in to 90, what is it? Channel 69.
Yeah, Channel 69.
They asked me to read it, so for all those who couldn't see it, I'll read it again. The post was on Monday, 8:49 p.m. So I took the picture, obviously, earlier in the daytime, and decided to post it when I was deep in my thoughts and all that. An addict's final ride. This is the real face of drug use. Nothing in the world can prepare you for this sight. I've seen the worst in the world. Seen shit most people only see in video games. It just sounds repetitive now after saying it so many times. I was like, this makes me sick. There is no reset button in life. You only get one chance, and it ain't easy. This isn't easy to look at all, but it just had to be shared. So take a good look. And then the picture's obviously underneath, and then it says, if you know someone that struggles with addiction, please call them today, tomorrow, and every day until they get the help they need. I wish I could have fought for him. And when will it end? Thanks. Yeah. And I feel like just a little backstory about Tyler himself. He struggled from addiction to mask and numb pain that he dealt with issues in his life. It's gonna get personal or whatever, but hey, He'll be proud of me for sharing. What's up? What's up? Okay. Stay on. All right. That's what happens when you do things live. You gotta roll the punch, huh?
Engineer coming in.
So a little bit about my brother Tyler Hillenbrand. Tyler Francis Hillenbrand. He was 25, born November 3rd, 1991. A young kid, man. He was always goofy, dyeing his hair, cutting different colors, doing goofy stuff that kids do. Could never take a serious picture. The kid was always joking and laughing and jumping around. Super energetic. Full of life, his whole life. Would do anything for his friends and family. Started playing football at a young age, started basketball at a young age. Excelled in both sports. He played on teams that traveled the country, both football and basketball. His coaches would tell you he was talented. His teammates would tell you he was talented. Friends and family. And I guess a little bit in the high school, didn't get along with this person, didn't get along with that person. Ended up quitting football, quitting basketball, smoking weed, hanging out, chilling, doing dumb shit that kids do, getting caught. Just life kind of went downhill from there. I always tell everybody his story like the after school special. Even before he died, I would say, this kid's an after school special, man. He grew up in this big ass house, in-ground pool, multiple cars, vacations anytime they want. Aruba, St. Martin, Mexico. I never went on those because I was always wrestling or playing some sort of sport, or at that point in time I done moved out of the house and joined the military, and I was out traveling the world meeting exotic, strange people, and yeah.
Shout out to all the exotic people out there.
That's a nice way of putting it. Exotic people out there.
Trying to keep this lighthearted, even though it's a serious subject. You gotta have some last name to keep you going.
Yeah, absolutely.
All his friends went to college. Some of them went to college. Some of them went to go. Became architects and family businesses, and walked in their dad's footsteps, and some of them became successful, some of them moved on. But as time goes on, he started doing more drugs and more drugs and more drugs, and it was just like, when one's not good enough, you move on to the next one and the next one, and then
do you feel like the weed was a gateway drug?
nah. Everybody says that, but it doesn't allow you to think properly, and you're allowed to. No, because he didn't drink. He drank here and there, but he wasn't like a drinker like me. Mm-hmm. Like, I would try to take him out to the bar. Like, let's go get it in. Nah, I'll have a beer or two. Took him out for his birthday. I don't have a Heineken. I want a bottle of Jack Daniels and a bottle of vodka. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'll have a Heineken. All right, cool. Nah, he smoked weed and he was chill. I guess maybe in certain situations where if you suffer from depression, as he did, maybe smoking weed was kind of like a semi-mask and made you feel okay about certain things. But I don't think it was a gateway to
the harder stuff.
Because I know tons of people that smoke weed.
Right.
And that's all they do. Mm-hmm. People... and that's all they do for years of their lives. They're peaceful, happy people, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't see hard drugs as being a peaceful, happy drug.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know no crackheads on the street that are like, I started when I started smoking weed, and All right. But no, I don't feel weed and marijuana at all as a gateway drug to anything. I feel like something that controversial issue, something that has some medical benefits. I mean, I lived out in LA for 4 years, 8 years of my life. I walk to the corner store, you can buy weed. You can go right around the next corner and get a bottle of liquor, get some chicken, and rent a movie and go back home on one corner. Like, it's so acceptable out there. It's not like, you don't see a bunch. It's not. I don't think. I think if it was a gateway drug, I don't think it'd be proven that way, and it wouldn't be becoming more legal in different areas of the country.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We just talked about that prior to you coming in here.
Yeah. Especially when you talk about depression. That was some of our topic for session today was about depression and dealing with somebody. If you're in a relationship or you're meeting someone who suffers from a disorder of some type, bipolar, schizophrenia, you know what I'm saying, something like that, anxiety, depression. So it's kind of right up the alley. Was it known by the family that he was going through, he was struggling with drug addiction, or was it something that was known?
It was known. We lost our father 3 years ago due to alcohol and drug addiction as well. Gotcha. And he took it. Obviously, he was my stepdad, but he married my mom when I was 7, so he was always my dad. You know what I mean? I still have my biological father out there that I love and care for, but my stepdad was my dad most of my life. And when he died for drug and alcohol issues, you would think that would be a wake up call to a drug addict, but it wasn't. It wasn't a wake up call to him being a drug addict, and it wasn't a wake up call for me being an alcoholic. Right. And it took 17 years of me drinking to realize I'm an alcoholic. 3 DUIs and everything else in my life's all messed up. I finally made the decision to call myself an alcoholic and start receiving help and going to meetings and all that other stuff.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you. My brother tried. He did. He went to a meeting here and there, but then when he got home and he was by himself, he just got in his mind. And I read the last text message that he sent to his ex-girlfriend. And he was staying in her place while she was living with her boyfriend, and he was kind of crashing there, and because he got thrown out of the halfway house that he was living at for whatever reason. I don't recall the actual reason. I don't think it was for using. It wasn't like he got a hot piss and had to get kicked out. It was just because he didn't come back on time so many times in a row, and all right, you gotta go. So she let him stay there, and we used to own the building. My family used to own the building that he was crashing in, and she was moving out, gave her notice, and my mom and my aunt and the landlord was like, hey, she's moving out and you're gonna have to find somewhere to go. So his last text message to this girl was mom came and told me the other night that I'm gonna have to move out or find somewhere to go. All else fails, you can try shelter or rescue mission or try to get into another home or something. And he was like, this is where my life's going. This is what it's come down to. You know what I mean? And I felt that, this is where, like I said, we came from a home where this kid never wanted anything. He wanted a new car. Daddy went and bought him a new car. You know what I mean? This kid had more sneakers at one time than I've ever had in my whole life. We used to go in the basement. He had a finished basement. He had sneakers stacked. They never even opened in boxes. Oh, wow. All the way up to the ceiling. I'm like, you don't even wear those shoes. Oh, but they're the limited edition Jordan X5000s. And I'm like, are they comfortable? You want to know, you want to wear them. But he never wanted for anything. So people always think that heroin and drug addiction happens in the ghetto.
Which
happens to poor people.
Strong misconception.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Happens to poor people whose life is all messed up. And they ain't got nowhere else to turn, so they're just going to say fuck it, and they're going to do drugs and drink and throw their life away anyway. Yeah. It ain't like that, man. Sad to say, I knew a lot of his friends that started using. And I'm not saying, oh, he's a Parkland kid, but he's a Parkland kid.
That's what I was just going to say. We've been friends since high school, so we went to Parkland. and the amount of drugs that go through that high school, it's not even just the weed, like the hard drugs that go through that high school is just ridiculous.
And it's getting worse and worse every year. I mean, I never even heard of heroin until I was an adult.
Right.
You know what I mean, when I was a kid, if you were smoking cigarettes in the bathroom, you was an outlaw. You know what I mean? Like,
Or in the cafeteria. I may or may not have done that.
But I feel like I'm drifting here. His drug addiction took him and grabbed him by the neck.
Yeah.
Harder than I did. Because there was a time we were sitting there and he was coming home and he was trying to be clean and he took off. I thought he went to the bathroom. We're sitting there watching TV. He's playing on Facebook. He took off out the house. I was like, I thought he went to the bathroom. Where'd you go? Look at his Facebook. And I'm like, right on Facebook, Messenger wide open. Yo, think I can get a bag or something. All right, meet me out back. I'm like, this dude. I got pissed. I strapped on my boots, grabbed the crowbar, and was like, went to the neighbor's house. Was like, where's my brother? I don't know. He wasn't here. I swear to God, he wasn't here. Went to next door. Where's my brother? Here. I swear. I haven't seen him. And my mom's like, just wait out back. That's when he goes out over the wall and comes back that way. All right, I waited for him. Sure as shit, comes back. Grabbed him a little bit, got a little physical. Took him in the house. My mom was like, you got a decision to make, kiddo. And my mom always call him kiddo. She texted him every morning. How you doing, kiddo? How was your day, kiddo? Make today great, kiddo. And she's like, you got a decision to make, kiddo. And he was like, what? I looked at him, I said, I'm going to beat you the fuck up. Call the cops on you. I know you got drugs on you. I know you just used. They're going to arrest you and they're going to throw your ass in jail. And I hope you sit for a while until you realize your life, you're throwing your life away. And my mom was like, well, we can take you down to the hospital, check you in, and get you the help that you need. And he started crying. He was like, all right, I'll go. I know I need to go. And he always, whenever you called him on it, whenever you was right in his face and called him on it, he broke down and cried. I know I need help. I know I need help. Sent him to rehab in Florida. And he did the whole treatment thing in Florida, came back. Went to a living house out there, and he had to get a job out there to live in this house. You can't use, you gotta be in a certain time. He was like, oh, we had 4 people to a bedroom paying, $800 a month. Like it's a racket down there. And I heard that so many times from people going to rehabs and they rush you through the system. I was like, when I left the rehab, I still wanted to use drugs. Only thing these sober living houses did was teach you how to use drugs and not get caught and still maintain a place to live. He's like, and he had a smart idea, and he brought that thought to me. Was like, Tress, think about it. You're a drug addict. The last place you want to be is around a bunch of drug addicts. He went to living in the halfway house down there and was like, look, all they talk about is, oh, I need to get high, or, oh man, I miss it, and all right, we're gonna figure out a way to get it back in the house, and here's clean piss, and all they were trying to do was beat the system. Nobody wanted to get clean; they just wanted to beat the system.
It's got to be. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go.
It's got to be. You got to be there mentally. My biological father, was a drug addict most of his life, and he would go. Stopping was never the problem. It was not starting again. That was always the problem. I can stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can not go to the hood and go get something, but after a while it was okay. You stop for 2 weeks. You stop for 4. You stop for a month. You stop for a month and a half. But at some point, that demon gets a hold of your neck, and it's a wrap for him. And it was just continually his life. I remember he would come home. And I don't mean to make this about me, but he would come home. He would come home beat up because he didn't have somebody's money. Somebody was looking for him. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
my brother used to call me about shit like that.
All the time, and that was his life. And it got me. He was in his 60s, still getting high. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like it was always an excuse as to oh no, I'm clean, but you just never believed him.
Yeah.
So like when I heard about what happened with your brother, it was like it hit close home to me because I feel like it's in my blood, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I stay so far away from it.
Right.
Because I understand that if it caught my dad, then it could damn sure catch me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that across the board.
Too many people don't have that mindset.
Yeah, I feel you. And it's not easy. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to get stuff, especially around here. It's easy to get anything you want around here. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's easy.
I was talking to a lady in the crib, and she was like, "Oh, it seems like why is it so?" I was like, "It's easier for me to go. It's cheaper for me to go get a bag of dope than it is for me to go get a meal."
Absolutely, absolutely.
I go to McDonald's. It's $8 for a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink.
Yeah.
They've lowered that now.
I can go down the street, buy a bag of dope for $5.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a friend of mine whose mom was an addict, and she actually had a conversation with my friend, her daughter, if she should get high or go do laundry. Like, you understand what I'm saying? That's how bad it got. Like, should I go wash my clothes or should I go get high?
I don't put it this way. I've been poor. I mean, I grew up and, you know, my dad made decent money. We had a big old house with a pool and all that. But when I went on my own, I moved out to L.A. with $300 in my pocket. The dude that I drove out there with fronted the first 2 months for the apartment. It got to the fact that I didn't eat in 3 days, bro. And I was like, I ain't got no money. I was like, yo, let me borrow $20, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, I ain't got no more money to lend you, bro. I've been lending you $20 every 2 days for the last week. Or last month. I'm like, all right, cool. I went to Carl's Jr. to get a job. I went to here to get a job. And then, you know, I ended up getting a job doing security, which is why I moved out there to begin with. But something in the meantime, luckily I landed the job I did. But I've been hungry. You know what I mean? I know how it feels like to be hungry. Like hungry poor. To the fact, like, I haven't eaten in 3 days. I am hungry now.
Facts.
I wasn't going to go rob the 7-Eleven to get something to eat.
Yeah.
I figured out a way to earn money that I can eat. Like, my desire to eat forced me to do things that are gonna get me money so I can eat. Yeah. My desire to eat was there. But it never took me to the point where, all right, I'm gonna go rob this dude walking down the street, see if I run his pockets. You know what I mean? Take his $20 and then I'll go to McDonald's and get me some food. Yeah. And I always related that with the drug use. Drug addicts are selfish. And when you hear about people who would rob from their mother and still kill their own brother and all that other stuff in those songs, that shit is true.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
My brother would steal money, jewelry, credit cards, TVs. It got to the point where I was putting on an EDM show in Allentown at a certain bar, nightclub. I was trying to help my brother out. Look, you can come with me. I'll let you work the door. You can hand out glow necklaces. There'll be tons of chicks there raving out. It's a blacklight party, all EDM show. You know what I mean? Like, there'll be tons of chicks. Come on, hang out. You can drink for free. It's gonna be crazy, right? He's like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm excited to work with you, bro. I'm excited to work with you. Thank you. I get a call later on that night. I took him down to the bar I was doing the show at. Like, hey, look, we're gonna fix the lights. I get a call later on that night talking about, where's that dude you was at the bar earlier? I was like, what you talking about? They were like, yeah, we got people with guns out front of his door right now. We want our shit back. I was like, what are you talking about? They were like, Mike. I'm like, who's Mike? They're like, the dude you was with earlier when you came down here to check out the lights and stuff. I said, that was my brother. That wasn't Mike. They were like, well, we got him on camera. That dude that you was with earlier, we got him on camera coming back in later on in the night taking our DJ equipment.
Damn.
That same day, he was all excited to work with me and went to the club, stole the DJ equipment.
Yeah.
Took it up to one of the pawn shops in Allentown.
Tried to sell it.
Sold it.
Oh, did sell it. Yeah.
They gave him, it was like $2,000 equipment. They gave him like $500.
Yeah.
Right. Luckily, the person that he stole from, I was close. I was like, yo, I got this. Let me handle this. I called my brother, yo, where'd you get it? Oh, what are you talking about? There's people with guns out there looking for their shit. All right. I took it to the pawn shop. I'm going to come pick you up. You can take me to the pawn shop. And you can bring the money that they gave you too Oh, well, I'm short. I'm like, all right, we go to the pawn shop. And I'm like, hey, man, luckily I knew the pawn shop owner from other business-related stuff. The one dude in there fixing my computer. The other guy I know from the bar that I used to work at. He used to come in. So I knew him and all. And just I got the DJ stuff back. Paid the dude the extra money. But it's like, you literally put my life at risk so you can get high, bro.
Right.
Like, that's how bad it is.
Absolutely.
And people don't understand it because all they see is shit on TV. Oh, 19 related deaths in Lehigh Valley. Yeah, whatever. Ain't my kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, that kid was a bad kid anyway. You know, I heard he robbed that store. My brother robbed and stole. My brother was a good dude. My brother would do anything for everybody. He helped people. He would give shoes off his back to kids that didn't have shoes. He would take friends on vacations. He would do anything for anybody, man. And it's just like these drugs got out of control, man. And people don't understand that you can't beat. You could beat addiction. You can. You can beat addiction. Whatever it is that you're dependent on. There's ways out there for you to stop doing it. But it doesn't cure what's wrong with the person that made him. He was depressed. He felt like he was a failure in life. He suffered. And he wanted to hide those feelings, so he did drugs. It didn't matter if it was weed, pills, oxys, heroin, or alcohol. He took something. He took something to hide pain.
That's what it always is.
You gotta heal the pain.
Yeah, that's it.
You gotta heal the pain first. You can't just we're gonna come bring you down off the drug. No, you're not using. You're clean, cool. Now go get a job. Go pay this guy a couple $100 a month to stay in his house, follow his rules, and be good. All right, thanks. And they push these kids back on the street.
Yeah, rehab's horrible. I know. My friend, from New York sent me a message and said her friend's sister is struggling with heroin use, but the laws of insurance and rehab, like Pennsylvania, I guess, has the best flexible insurance for rehab. So they were like, you're the only person I know who lives in Pennsylvania. Can she use your address and say she's living with you so that she can go to Arizona for rehab? It's like, it shouldn't have to be this hard for people to get help, you know? And they should get real help, not the type of help that they're getting.
Rehab, cheap, quick, and easy. All right, we got to send you to rehab. All right, the very next day, me and mom went on something. All right, which health insurance can we apply for? We went online. Half hour, we had them health insurance. The next day, we were like, all right, cool. We're gonna send them to rehab. We sent them the information. And it was like 2 or 3 days later, and he was gone. Yeah. And then it was so easy. We paid $100 for down payment of the health insurance. We did this a couple of times. We stopped the health insurance. You know what I mean? Yeah, all right, cool. They did rehab. Send them back out in the street.
Yeah. Like I said, it gets to a point where it has to be, that person has to hit rock bottom so bad that they feel like, I can't do this anymore. I remember a lady, I'll never forget about a lady named Roxy. And growing up, her name was Roxy. And she would leave, she was a drug addict, you know, she was addicted to crack. And she would leave her kids, 5 and 3. She'd leave them in the house for hours so she'd go get high by themselves. 5 and 3 years old in the crib.
Crazy.
You're just chilling by themselves. You know what I'm saying? It got to a point where like the 5-year-old like wouldn't know how to like make a bowl of cereal for him. So you know what I'm saying? Because it got to a point where she would leave them so often that he had to eat. You know what I'm saying? So that like it's not. I get what you're saying about being selfish, but you kind of lose yourself from what I was told. When I talked to someone who was a heroin addict, they said that you don't even think the same anymore.
Well, you don't think at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It takes a hold of your brain.
So you don't feel nothing.
Right, you're like a zombie, and that's what it is. And all you think about is that next fix. That's it. And when you get to that life, you get to that point in your life, no one else is gonna rehab. You know, people talking to you, people calling you. You have to get there. You have to get to the point where you feel like I can't live like this anymore. That's where you stop. But people can make you go to rehab. Yeah. But if you're not ready to stop, you're not gonna stop.
Right, and then it also depends on like your surroundings too. Like I know
Facts.
people who dabble in meth or whatever, and the dude's mom for his birthday got him a bag.
Right.
Like, how does your mom?
Happy birthday! Go kill yourself.
Yeah, like
Facts.
I wanted to. I
you know what?
That and I was like,
I can't afford all these birthday cakes, bro. Take this bag. It's gonna be your last one.
Like, how crazy. And it's like and then
that's
it's
what
like
we do
send a
with our
text
kids.
message like, oh, there's a bad batch going around. Be careful. How about you not give it to your kid?
Yeah.
What do you mean there's a bad batch? I hate when people say, "Oh, there's a bad batch of heroin."
Yeah, that's what they've been.
Is there a good batch?
Right. Thank you, because they've been claiming that because my other friend,
It was cut
his
with this and
girlfriend
cut with
passed
that and cut with this
away
and
from heroin.
and-
the same
and
thing. Oh, it's a bad batch.
Fatal ingredients and this, fatal ingredients to that. That's just been fake.
It's heroin.
It comes off the plant fatal. Like,
Right.
I don't, or the seed or whatever the hell it's
I
called.
don't know.
But, like, there's gotta be something to,
yeah, a bad batch.
gotta be something done to help the kids. I feel like, yeah, all addicts need help. But I was to a AA meeting on Tuesday morning, and it was kind of like, I was like, "Hi, my name's Tristen. I'm an alcoholic," and that's my first time saying that, and it feels good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's up?
And it's really hard to take that first step, and kids ain't trying to hear it. I go to the meetings and there's
Grown
50,
people ain't trying to hear it either.
just 50,
Yeah.
60-year-old people out there that, yeah, they fucked up their whole life already.
Right.
Now they realize, oh, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, cool. We're here to help you. The program's there for you. That's a great program. I give them credit. You know, my mom's kept my mom clean through the hardest time of her life right now, and I give all those people credit. But these kids ain't trying to hear all that. These kids is not trying to stand there in front of 40 people and say, "My name's Tyler and I'm a drug addict." You know what I mean? It's embarrassing. And until you kids aren't going to want to be humbled about it because they're going to feel bad about it. And they're like, "Oh, I'm not cool enough, and man, I'm not cool like I used to be, and my status ain't up here if I admit that I'm doing drugs. So I'm never going to admit it because if I admit it, then I'm weak." You know what I mean? And I don't want to be weak. I'm tough. I can handle this. I'll stop when I need to stop. I could just do a little bit now, a little bit there.
Right.
You
Well,
know
now
what I mean?
even with the kids though, not to cut you off, Tristan, but now with the kids, I mean, listen to the music now. Like the music that they're listening to is
The
insane.
mumble rap.
You know what I'm saying? People are actively talking about being drug addicts
Yeah,
in the
that
music.
lean.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, lean.
Or
you know
that
what I'm
Molly
saying?
song.
Molly and all
Nothing
that.
like I really like that song.
But I'm just saying,
That
like
beat is
that's
sick.
what people. But that's what people are even rapping about now. So when the kids hear it, they automatically think, "Oh, okay, that's cool. That's where to go because I want to party like this person's partying."
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So like even the music has an effect.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. So when you say, Tristan, what you say, man, is such a. I'm glad. First of all, we appreciate you coming here and talking about it. But you know, at the end of the day, it's like there's so many outlets for people. If, like I said, if you're looking for it, you can find it, and that's the problem. That's where it starts. How do we get the drugs off the street?
You ain't never gonna get the drugs off the street.
No. What you mentioned though about fixing the person, that's where it starts at. Before you came in, we had a discussion about that. The discussion basically is like if I'm going to meet somebody, how do they come to me and say to me, yo man, I'm depressed, or I have a psychological issue. That's not something someone starts a conversation over. You were family to him, so you seen it with your own eyes.
Yeah.
But somebody who's not akin to being around him on a daily basis may not know. Look, deep down inside, this is what I'm going through. And I think that if people didn't feel like how you said, so embarrassed about saying I'm working with a psychological issue, or if people didn't put people down for having these issues in the first place, then we wouldn't have to worry about, listen, this person's depressed. Oh, well, their life ain't shit. No, it is. They need help. We need to give them help. They have to understand that despite whatever's going on psychologically in their brain, I'm going to be there to support them. You supported him. Unfortunately, he didn't help himself.
Yeah.
But like you said, touching on people getting help and fixing their own individual demons themselves is the first step, like you mentioned.
I feel like a lot of that help has got to come from the top. You know, president, Congress, on down, laws. And I watched this video that a buddy of mine posted on Facebook about this cop. He's like, "Look, I've been doing this 20 years or whatever. I'm gonna speak my mind now." And he was like, "Look, I pull a guy over. He ain't got no license. Find a bag of dope in the car. Too many cops trying to be hot shots. Oh, we're gonna arrest them, throw them into the system, this, that, and everything else. You know what I mean? Well, that's not helping anybody. the cop was like, it's my job to protect and serve and be a civil servant to my community and help the kids and the families in my town. He was like, I'm not a paid revenue generator for the government. I want to be able to pick that drug dealer, not the drug dealer, pick the drug addict up off the street, throw him in the back of a car, take him to the doctor's office, take him to the hospital, you know what I mean? Get them the help that they need. Not just arrest them, fine them out the wazoo that you know he can't afford. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
You know he can't afford these fines. Then he's going to get warrants. Then he's going to get thrown in jail. Then he's going to get depressed. Now he's not going to be able to get a job to support himself because he has a drug thing. Drug. What is it?
Addiction.
No, not addiction.
A drug
Habit.
record.
Conviction.
Conviction.
Drug conviction on his record. He's not going to be able to get a job. He's going to be more depressed. He's going to go back on the street and do more drugs. The cycle continues. Like, how do you stop drug addicts from doing drugs? You're never going to get the drugs off the street.
Right.
That's a fact.
It's impossible.
There's not a drug that you can ever stop putting on the street.
Look at Narcos.
The only reason why marijuana is becoming legal now is because the government found a way to tax it.
Right.
If the government found a way to tax heroin, it'd be legal. If the that's where you got the little pills and all that stuff and all that leads to it. If the government found a way to tax certain stuff, it'd be legal. You're never gonna get the drugs off the street. You got to get these kids to stop wanting to do the drugs. You know, I never met a person in my life that was like, you know what? I'm feeling good today.
Yeah.
Got money in the bank.
Right.
Got a new girlfriend. Just landed a brand new job. Life is great, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just got on vacation. Let me go do some heroin.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Never.
Nah, I get what you're saying.
It's like
We used to joke like cats on when I was growing up. Cats on the block would joke about the crackheads. You used to make jokes about the crack.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the cracky over there. Like you understand what I'm saying? I was one of those like, yo, but why? We're making jokes, but like, yo, why is that person? Why they need to get on crack in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Here's crack. Take some. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
my
Like,
life sucks. Well, if we stop their life from sucking, we stop thinking they're down.
Yeah.
You know, stop putting people down because I suffer from depression. You know what I mean? I lost my job. My girl left me. You know what I mean? My dog died.
Sounds like a bad country song.
You know, my shoe fell down the gutter. I'm walking around town with one shoe on. I'm just depressed, man. I'm just depressed. You need to reach those people then.
Yeah.
Look, man. You are loved. You are valuable, and life is good. You are loved. You are valuable, and life is good. Don't do drugs to make it worse.
it's always gonna be worse.
Here, take a shoe. Put your shoes back on. Let me walk you over here, see if you can get a job. Resources, man. Like
Yeah.
we got to come up with more resources for these people that are feeling down and out. To give them something else to turn to besides drugs.
I
Like,
agree.
I was an alcoholic for 17 years. I drank. My life, I bought a Harley. I built my bike. I was proud as shit. You know what? I built this bike from the ground up, put every nut and bolt on this bitch. It's fast, it's loud. I love it. It looks cool. All my friends talk about it. People like my bike. It's cool.
Harley Quinn.
Cool, Harley Quinn. Let me get on it. All right, what bar are we going to, bro? It's not, let's go check out the countryside over the mountain. Or there's this cool bike museum. It was like, we can go from bar to bar to bar to bar to bar.
Right.
You know what I mean? I traded.
Yeah.
Traded and bought a work truck. I know we're running short on time. I'm going to, we talk about getting the kids and not want it. The music industry is so screwy with glorifying drug use, glorifying all the negative shit in the world. That's cool. That's one thing. It's going to be that way.
Yeah, because
You know what I mean?
they say like the best records come from drug use. I mean, Jimi Hendrix used to put acid under his bandana.
Yeah,
You know
you
what
know.
I mean? Like,
It's
You also got movies. So they don't just talk about drugs. They show you how to bake it and use it.
all right.
TV shows.
But put this
TV
like
shows and facts.
Oh yeah.
It's
we're
everywhere. It's everywhere.
we're all we're all about the same age. About. But how many times you heard the term I want to be like Mike growing up?
oh
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be Michael Jordan.
Uh-huh.
You didn't see Michael Jordan up there saying, millions of children around the world want to be like me. Let me get out there and say, you know what, kids? Whenever you're feeling down about life, go pick up a basketball. Don't do drugs. Sports.
Like what happened to the DARE program?
How many? It's still there, but
Still there.
how many sports celebrities you know have you ever seen on live TV say, "Don't do drugs"?
People
Not a
don't-
damn one.
People don't have
Yeah,
a cause.
I feel like when we were growing up, they had those "Say No to Drug" commercials. Like, where are those?
Well,
No.
this is what this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
But even that,
Facts.
that's like, oh, that's just dumb. That shit, my
Yeah.
grandmother watches that. Kids these days look up to athletes. Nobody really sits around and says, "Oh, I want to be like Waka Flocka and over." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kids don't really say that. He's cool, we like that. All right, cool. You know what I mean? But nobody says, "Oh, I want to be like this rapper when I grow
Well, the
up."
problem is, Tristan, that people don't have a cause until they have a cause. People don't fight for HIV until they get HIV. People don't fight for drugs until a family member dies of drugs. That's the problem. We don't have awareness, or we don't have awareness until it hits you in the face. You know what I'm saying?
Not just that. I'm not cutting you off or anything.
No, it's cool.
Not just that, but think about it. An epidemic comes up, right? Ebola was like the big thing
Right.
3 years ago. All of a
Right.
sudden, you don't hear about it no more.
Exactly.
We lose interest in things
Was it
because
SARS
something
and
gets
all that? Yeah.
something gets put over top of it. You know, your unfortunately your brother passed, but in the scope of things, everybody on Facebook all year round was talking about how many celebrities were lost. What about the people who live in everyday struggle every life?
Right.
You know, are we glorifying them the same way? Are we putting them up on the pedestal like we put for somebody who doesn't pay me anything? He doesn't
You know
give me
why?
no money.
You know why they don't? Because there's too damn many.
That's the thing. They need that respect.
There were 16 famous celebrity deaths in 2016. All right, we lost over 1 million kids to drugs and alcohol abuse. Ain't nobody say shit about that.
No, they don't.
They didn't make T-shirts and Facebook posts.
Right.
You
I
know.
saw a meme that said, "Shoot your local heroin dealer."
I got a shirt that said that.
Yeah, I was gonna. Julio posted that. I don't know if you saw it or not.
You know, and yeah, you can go after dealers. You can do bigger penalties for dealers and all that other stuff. But I feel like if you don't hit the root cause in curing these kids' depression, that ain't never gonna change. They're gonna go to something else. That, and I think we need a higher presence up top. And I think it should be sports celebrities, because I think a lot of kids look up to sports celebrities and say, "Oh, I want to be like LeBron, I want to be like Kobe." How many times you walk in the park, you will hear people say, "Jordan, Kobe," you know what I mean?
do it.
I'm a Shaq on you, like basketball players, or watch this Babe Ruth, you know.
Yeah.
You know, sports. I think sports celebrities don't do nearly enough. Yeah, they have these outreach where they go talk to kids and go talk to schools, but millions of people every Sunday sit down and watch football. I never seen a pro football athlete do a commercial for an anti-drug program during Monday Night Football, during Sunday Night Football.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts. Yeah.
You don't see that.
Right.
You see Eli or Peyton Manning, State Farm was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
doesn't sell.
You know what I mean?
We can't sell that. That's the problem. We can't sell it. We can sell State Farm. We can sell beer. We can sell cars. We can sell all that. We can't sell, "Hey kids, don't do drugs." We can't
Yeah.
sell that.
Happiness is not, we like salaciousness.
Exactly.
We like to solicit destruction, death, paranoia. All that stuff that happened in Chicago, 800 plus people dying.
We love hearing
We
about
want to
it.
sell that first.
Join
Right.
the military.
Like you said, you seen a lot when you was out there.
Yeah.
You want to see death, mayhem, destruction? Go to war. Don't keep it off the streets of our town.
I see
Like,
death, man, trying to go to the hood. That's all you gotta do. You see a lot of that there too. You know what I'm saying?
True.
It's like, again, just we first of all, like I said, we just want to send our condolences to you and your family. Number
Appreciate
one.
it.
Definitely.
And we really appreciate you coming on and talking about this. I mean, like I said, this is something. This whole, like I said, the topic of today was about disorders and mental disorders, and now with you coming in and talking about your brother, man, it kind of just goes full circle. It's something that we all need to recognize, man, because it hits close to home to everybody. Again, my father was a drug addict most of his life. I'm sure you guys all know people who dealt with drugs or dealt with, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's something that hits us all that we just don't talk about.
Yeah, my uncle went through that.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Turn to religion as a
And
As a safe haven.
Whatever
Word.
get you clean, thank God for that.
But it didn't help him. It didn't help him.
I
See,
got
my
you.
friend's dad was a drug addict, and their whole lives he was in prison. So they would get like jailhouse gifts, you know, where they little ceramics and stuff they make in jail or whatever. He actually capitalized on it and got a degree, and he's a paralegal now.
Oh, that's dope.
Which is
that's
nice.
dope. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, it's not once if you're addicted, you can't kick it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know people personally who have kicked it, who had, you know, addictions and were able to get clean, but it's not an easy thing. And on top of that, a lot of people feel like they don't have the support either. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have the support system. That's the thing as well.
There is